Ephie Fitzgerald, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where did you come from before we all found out about you in ladies football? You had a long career before that.
Yeah, well, playing. My club was Nemo Rangers, and I've played with them for since I was a kid. And once my playing career finished, I suppose Billy Morgan asked me would I get involved with him with the Nemo senior team, which I did, and that's probably I was always interested, I suppose, in coaching and managing, and so I spent a good number of years with Billy. And when Billy got the Cork job second time round, I got the Nemo manager's job, and from there on in, then I suppose my coaching career developed and took off, and I've coached in Limerick and Clare and Cork Minors. I was managed Cork Minors for a couple of years, and Class Creasery, which would be my my alma mater. I've been involved there for a number of years, so I've always been interested, I suppose, in football generally, but especially in the coaching side of it. Now, nothing beats playing, obviously, but this is the next best thing. So one thing led to another, and I suppose here I am today, with the Cork ladies footballer, and absolutely delighted to be the manager.
Just go back a step there. Where did you first come across ladies football? When did you first become aware of the game and indeed of this Cork team?
Well, I was always aware of it, and I have two daughters who play ladies with Nemo, but I suppose it really came to the fore in 2014 there with Cork's great comeback against Dublin. I think that kind of raised the game nationally in terms of the excitement and all of that. Like, I would have been keeping an eye on it, and I would have known that Cork were heavily involved and were being very successful, but that probably really stirred my imagination in terms of the amount of passion and commitment that those girls had for it. So from there on in, then I wouldn't say that I was overly involved in anything. I'd go to my kids' matches and that, and I'd watch the Cork ladies, and if they were on the television, that would have been the extent of it. So it probably came out of the blue a little bit, the invitation to manage, but as I say, it was one I was delighted to take up, and I haven't looked back since. It's been an absolute pleasure to be involved with the girls, and I'm really enjoying it.
What's been the difference in watching them on television in that 2014 final and in certain games and seeing them up close?
Well, people often ask me what's the difference between the men's game and the ladies' game at this level, and to be honest, there's very little, except you don't go into the dressing room before the game. They're totally focused, totally committed. They demand good training and expect good training, and they're very, very diligent themselves. They're self-critical. They look at themselves. There's no blame game there. They're a very united bunch as well. Like that day we played Armagh a few weeks ago in the league and conceded 4 goals, and the girls were genuinely upset on the way home, in terms of how can we improve that and that. So they're always looking at one another in spite of their success, and I think that's probably part of why they've been so successful. They're never happy, always striving perfection, but we'll never get there, but we're certainly, they're looking for little areas to improve in all the time. That's been phenomenal for me.
How have you all dealt with the Eamonn effect? Did you have to draw a line and say, look, I'm not Eamonn, I'm not doing things the way Eamonn did, or doing things my way? Was there a period there where you both had to adjust to that?
No, well, I suppose from the girls' point of view, it was new to them. Like, lots of those girls have been with Eamonn for 10 years or whatever, so they've gone through their careers with him, so they haven't met anybody different. And I would presume now that there was a little bit of trepidation there in terms of what's this guy going to do when he comes in. But I mean, my attitude was, you don't change a whole lot if it's not broken. I suppose my immediate aim was to get to know the girls. I missed the first round of the league, and we played Kerry the second round. I was just trying to get myself familiar with the names of the girls at a basic level. I would have known the better known ones, but from just from the point of view of getting to know the girls, and from there on in, then we started working together as a group. But they've been so welcoming. There hasn't been, I think the transition has been very smooth. So from my own point of view, there's no point in looking back and saying, well, they've won 10 All-Irelands or whatever. We can only play in the here and now, and that's what I'm focusing on. So whether we win an All-Ireland or a league final or whatever, that's for the future. But all we can do is prepare them as best as I can, and if that's good enough, then fine. But I think the main motivating factor in all of this, and the main driving force, are the girls themselves. So from that point of view, there hasn't been a huge I don't believe there's been a huge transition because they're so motivated and so committed themselves.
Looking around the rest of the league, we'll not talk about Cork now, but the rest of the teams that you've watched, you've seen all of the top teams, all the Division 1 teams now. I'm wondering what has impressed you, what players have impressed you, what performances, and what in particular about ladies football from the games that you've seen.
There's some fantastic players out there. Like I'm loath to name individuals now, but it's I suppose they are mad. The obvious one is Amy Mackin. She's a fantastic player. But you could go through Lindsay Davy with Dublin there. There's lots and lots of girls there. Who are just fantastic footballers. But what's really impressed me, I suppose, is the camaraderie of the girls. Off the pitch. They're all good friends. Like the Cork girls will mingle with the Galway girls, and and that it's amazing, the camaraderie. So when they go on the pitch, they play and they give it their all, and when it's over, it's over. They're great friends, and I keep harping back to the cynicism and all of that. There really isn't. I haven't seen any of that. You get a lot of that, to be fair, in the men's game. So I think it's just a great game to be involved in. It's a great game to watch, and it generally comes down to a shootout, really. It's up and down, it's ebb and flow, and there are mistakes, there are good scores and good tackles and that. So it's a great spectacle, and I think I firmly believe that it'll grow and grow and grow in terms of its popularity. You look at the stats for the All-Ireland, the attendance at the All-Irelands, they're growing every year because it's a very good product. And when you get Lidl involved and putting so much money into it, they see they're not going to be giving up their money likely, and that, so they can see a future there, and I see a fantastic future for the ladies game. So that, and we'd be hoping to be part of that, obviously.